Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pedro Almeida, and just like Frederick Douglass once said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. And I'm here to talk about my struggles with changing and how I dealt with them. But before I start, I want to ask you guys two questions. First off, how many of you have had to switch schools at least once in your life? Okay, now for the second question. How many of you have had to switch cities before in your life? Okay. All of you who have moved and raised your hands know that changing is not easy. It's really hard having to adapt to a new environment and letting go of your old one. But what if I told you guys that that's a part of my everyday life? Well, my father is in the military, and because of that, I have to move cities every 2 to 2 years. So because of that, I lived in the northeast of Brazil, in the southeast, outside of Brazil, and now I'm here in Porto Velho, in the north of Brazil. While it might be cool and all that I got to live in all these different places and meet all kinds of different people, there's also a really, really bad side to it. And that is having to let go of all my friendships. All the time I spent 2 years in the city, I create lots of friendships and lots of bonds with many different people. But then, out of nowhere, everything is gone. I have to pack my stuff, catch a plane, and leave everything behind. How do I deal with that? You guys might be asking yourselves. Well, as you all know, dealing with it is extremely hard. But the hardest part for me are the first couple of months in the new city, because you're still very much emotionally attached to your old place, and you don't see yourself going forward and adapting in your new city. But if there were 3 things that helped me whenever I was moving, these 3 things were adaptation, resilience, and positiveness. The first one, adaptation, is about changing yourself for the better and changing yourself to better suit your needs on a new environment. So let's say you move to England for a couple of years and you started learning the British accent. That is adaptation. You changed yourself to better suit your needs in a new environment. This really helped me because in every single place that I've went to had a different accent, and learning their accents made me feel more part of the group and feel less left out. Now, the second thing, resilience. Resilience is about getting back up after being knocked down. And this really helped me because every time I move, like I said before, the first couple of months are the hardest part. And it really got me knocked down. But because of resilience, it made me able to get back up and look at the positive side of everything and move forward. Speaking of positive sides, the third thing, and the most important one, positiveness. Now, positiveness has helped me not only in moving, but in my whole life as well. Positiveness is about looking at the bright side of every possible situation. So that means every time that I moved, instead of looking at the dark side, which is losing my friends and going into a stranger place, I looked at the positives, and that was that I would meet lots of different people, make more friends, and know more stuff. As you all know, I don't have much time left here in Porto Velho. But because I followed all these 3 different steps and adaptation, resilience, and positiveness, I was able to make my stay here so far be the best parts of my life. And I'm sure the next 6 months can be even better because in Porto Velho, I've made the best friends I have had in all my life. Thank you.